Welcome to Ultimate Raceway and Interclub Championships. We're going to be catching up on two shows with all the action that took place with the Interclub Championships at the Ultimate Raceway. Clarksdorp in the house, Richards Bay are here, The Rock are here, Ultimate Outlaws, and of course Mayhem. They're all going to be fighting hard to see who's going to be the king of all the clubs in South Africa. All this action is proudly brought to you by the LSP Group. In the Big Bangers, the sprint class is going to be very hard fought, and you can expect to see the usual contenders. Now that all of the international duties are done and dusted, it's up to all these guys and girls to fight out for their clubs and see who's going to be the top driver in the Interclub Championships here at Ultimate Raceway. Rolf Du Plessis, Rochelle Du Plessis, Isak Spies, Jaco Correa hopefully going to be in there as well, Morne Kutsia, and all of the usual contenders. And looking forward to all the action now coming up in race number 1. Heat 1 at the front end, it's Mike Pieterse alongside Rolf Du Plessis. And as the two of them go around the outside of turn 1 and 2, you can see the long way around there for Du Plessis, but he just gets the drop on Mike. And around the outside comes Rochelle. So Rochelle and Rolf looking to get to the front as quickly as they can, and they are already there. The 7 car already starting to apply the pressure, and you can see Quinton Simon just getting bogged down ever so slightly, but eventually gets through and finds the way past the Mad Dog. As they come down into turn 1 and 2 again, another maneuver there from the 45 car, sneaking ahead and finding a way past Jaco Correa. Good to have him back into the sprint car series, and now pushing hard to get to the front end. Behind him, it comes a whole stream of cars, and all of those cars are looking dangerous. Pretty much everybody just behind Mike Pieterse right now, just being held up ever so slightly. It's the Van Sales. Look out for Andries Marks as well. Those 3 cars looking for a way past, can't find it just yet. Around the outside, the long way around, making it very difficult for the driver to get the power down on the exit point. And you can see just putting his car in the right place at the moment is Pieterse. He's not letting anybody else through. He's let about 4 or 5 cars through right at the start. Remember, he was on the front row and now fighting for what, about 4th or 5th place. Make that 5th place now as we see the 21 car squeezing out. But Adrian Van Zyl gets ahead, so does Andries Marks. Lisa still trying to find a way past, can't quite get there yet. Big pressure here from Quinton Simon, and some back markers to deal with as well. Coming up on the back end of Morne Kutsia. Morne Kutsia could possibly help out Rochelle Du Plessis, or even the 7 car there of Simon. Simon very late on the brakes and coming down. 3 wheels out of turn 4. Amazing stuff. This is Isak Spies' point of view inside the car, working hard. And Spissy doing a great job here. The Ultimate Outlaw himself in the house and looking for chances. There you go, eventually getting through. Lisa Van Zyl squeezes out, and unfortunately Mike Pieterse drops down 1 position. So as we're getting into the closing stages here of heat number 1, still no answer yet from the 7 car, although there's a bit of rubbing. Sure is getting very up close and personal there with Rochelle Du Plessis. Rochelle trying to shut the door, opens up the door, there you go, don't want to do that. Oh, what a move there from Quinton Simon. Simon goes up the inside and gets through, and 3 wheels again, coming out of 4. He moves up into 2nd place. He's not going to catch Du Plessis though. Rolf Du Plessis takes the win. Simon in 2nd. Rochelle Du Plessis comes through for 3rd place. What a good start there from those 3. Isak Spies in 4th ahead of Jaco Correa. Then it was Andries Marks, Adrian Van Zyl beating out Lisa. And then Mike Pieterse and Charlize Carlson making up the top 10. Into heat number 2 now for the V8 sprint cars, and on the pole position is Andries Marks. He's going to try and keep everybody else behind him, including the 21 car alongside. Not easy to do with Adrian Van Zyl, but look at the pressure already from the 45 car there. Squeezing out right from the word go was Jaco Correa. Did he make it through? Not yet. But he's definitely in with a shot here and looking dangerous. Behind, watch out for the stream of cars coming from the back end. Spies would like to get up there. So would the first race 2nd place man, Quinton Simon. He's got Rochelle and Rolf Du Plessis behind him. Exactly where he needs both of those drivers to be, considering they were the top 3 in the first heat. And now looking to just get on the inside there of that 70 car. Not going to be easy to find a way through there on Spies. Isak Spies is going to make him work hard. Around the outside. Oh, wow. Look at, oh, that is huge. Wow. Lisa Van Zyl with a little tap down the back straight, and that is a massive incident. Big launch, clipping the tires, and unfortunately getting shot straight into the catch fencing. As you can see, the catch fencing did its job, and it looks like that car also has done a great job to ensure that the lady driver is okay. But how's that? 180 degrees and then 360 in the air before she lands very hard on the tarmac right in front of turn number 1 and 2. So that'll probably bring the race to a little early stop. Yes, everybody else and the medics already on call, getting Lisa out the car. Fortunately, she's okay. Just getting all the precautionary measures taken there by the medical team. And they can see just how well these cars are built. Very good safety measures put into the building of these cars to ensure that the driver, if an incident like that happens, are going to be in a safe little cockpit area. So unfortunately that car out of it, that means that race 2 has been cancelled completely, and we'll have to wait for heat number 3 now to get things all sorted out. Let's catch up with race 1 winner though, Rolf du Plessis.
Well, so far I'm very happy with my car. We did a few changes after the race against the Americans, and the car was very good the first race. The second race, yes, unfortunately we had a bad luck. Lisa was in a serious accident, but we find out that she's all right, and we wish her luck. So yes, so far the car's going very well.
Yeah, everything looks good. The car feels good. It's got a bit too much traction, and yeah, we are hoping for the best tonight. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully Lisa's fine after that accident. Nobody ever wants to see something like that.
Oh, that's not what I want to see. Rochelle du Plessis on the sideline right at the start could not get her car started, so she'll be out for the final heat. It's going to be costly in terms of points, but here we go to start the third and final heat of the night. And this one going to be counting for big points here. Remember, as they head down into turn 1, the 8 car leads out. Andries Marks keeping everybody else behind him. And Jaco Correa trying to get into that pole position and to the lead right now, having to fight hard with the 70 machine of Isak Spies and the 7 car there of Simon. The two of them come across the line. Very evenly matched machinery out there. Just yet a heads up, and of course getting some information from our COC, Lisa van Zyl is A-OK. Just been sent to hospital for some precautionary measures, but hopefully we'll be back on track by the time we get back here for the next round. Rolf du Plessis starting to close in on the back end of this front battle. Led out at the moment by Jaco Correa, and Correa doing a super job here. Really getting to grips with these V8 sprint cars. Remember, he was involved in what was originally the Westbank V8 supercars and of course the modified saloon cars before that even, and certainly knows his way around a V8, but this of course is a whole nother ball game. Everything she's got into turn 1 and 2, and Rolf du Plessis closes there on Simon. Quinton Simon is definitely in trouble. Once again, 3 wheels out of that turn for Simon. Further back, Charlize Carlson fighting hard there with the mad dog, Mike Petersen. Two of them having a super run, and around the outside there, Petersen trying to find a way past, but Carlson keeping him at bay. Good driving there from the young lady. She just maintains that inside line, going to make Mike go around the outside every single time, and he's getting a bit sideways. So he's not quite getting the lines he needs to get the drive on that car to find a way through there on the lady driver. Excellent effort there from her, and keeping everybody in very close quarters. It's getting even closer up front. Correa hanging on. Going around the outside there of Morne Kutsia as he just gets onto the inside and stays out of trouble. It's not a bad plan. Rolf du Plessis going to go around the outside, final car, and no one hindered really there by Morne Kutsia. Correa hangs on. It is a hard-charging Isak Spies, but he cannot find that small margin just to close the gap down. Rolf du Plessis finding it very difficult. Oh, but if Correa starts to slip and slide like that, that means he's pushed that car way beyond its limit. And maybe some tyre issues there for Correa. As we get into the closing stages, Spies is closing. Here comes. Oh, Simon is there as well. Quinton Simon had a big look on the inside of Isak Spies. Spies shut the door as the flag comes out. An incredible effort there. And well done to a great night's racing for all of our V8 sprint cars. Andries Marks taking the final ahead of Jaco Correa, with Spies in close attendance and Quinton Simon right on his bumper. Du Plessis comes through for 5, Carlson takes 6, Petersen 7, and Morne Kutsia in 8th. You could say Andries Marks probably has the second name of Nelson with 111 points, winning out the evening. Quinton Simon in 2nd, Jaco Correa was 3rd, Isak Spies in 4th place, just ahead there of the hard-charging Rolf du Plessis. It's Charlize Carlson and Morne Kutsia ending on equal points.
Not too bad. Just a pity we couldn't run the second heat, but Lisa was in a bad accident and we all understand that. Yeah, open wheel racing is dangerous, but yeah, not too bad.
Join us after the break as we head into the hot rods here from the Interclub Championships at Ultimate Outlaws. So the usual contenders have made it out to the Ultimate Outlaws racetrack for the Interclubs, but there are a couple of new drivers we're going to be seeing here in action. Particularly one to mention will be Jason Loosemore, of course our national champion in this category, and certainly going to be a man to watch out for at the front end as we kick things off here with Heat 1. Heading down into turn 1, it is Loosemore that gets the drop around the outside for second place. That is Lonica Martins fighting hard. Viana in the mid-pack looking for a way through early on. Hasn't quite found it just yet, but you can see just how difficult things are going to be here. Very evenly matched cars, and as they get going now, everybody seems to have just got things sorted out ever so slightly, although there is the usual rubbing and nudging and touching through turn 1 and 2, and now into 3 and 4. Oh, a little tap from behind there. You can see the pressure is on, and Lonica Martin's trying to dive on the inside for second. And she get up on the inside looking for a chance. Oh, sideways. Frankie Pava runs very close to the wall. Fortunate not to tap it. Lonica Martins has got a bit of an issue though. You can see some smoke coming off her car. Pava is still sideways as he comes out of 3 and 4. Smoke coming out of Lonica Martins. That might just be body rub. And Frankie Pava now under attack. The 100 car of Jody looking for a way through there. Viana nearly squeezed out. But it is so close. Look at this. So evenly matched. 2 by 2. They go down into 3 and 4. Oh. Brilliant stuff here, brilliant stuff. Hot Rods in the house, and Ultimate Outlaws once again bringing some of the best racing you can have on an oval track. And now with all the clubs involved in this little inter-club championship, it's so good to see. A couple of new drivers thrown into the mix as well. Keegan Martin's looking for a way through there. It's one of his first times we see him in behind the wheel of a car, and certainly not too shabby a drive there for his first time out. Peter Brunt now applying the pressure onto the ailing car of Martins. Martins has definitely got an issue. I'm not quite sure if there's going to be anything coming off that car. It looks like it's just body rub, but body rub for a couple more laps might mean that tyre pops, and then she's going to have no traction whatsoever. Andries de Priya starting to make his way to the front end. You can see not too far off the back end there, and fighting at this stage with the 71 car as well of Isak Spies, and his opposite number literally locked side by side for the last lap and a half. Make that 2 laps as they come back to 3 and 4 again. Wow! That was proper. big right foot on the right pedal and on the loud pedal. And unfortunately, it cost de Priya a little bit of time. Oh, and there's an issue. Oh, the 23 car being spun around. Keegan Martin's just being helped out there. And the Denmark Steelman, unfortunately, having to pocket on the sideline. Can he keep it going, though? Hopefully he can. Lonica doing a super job to maintain, but how much longer can she hang on? Because it looks like that back wheel has gone. Yes, indeed. The back tire is completely flat on that car. So now just trying to circulate. I don't know if she's going to be able to finish this race. It looks like there might be a probably terminal issue there with that back right-hand tire now completely deflated. Isak Spies applying the pressure though, and you can see it's not going to be easy for him to find a way through there. Ulro Diepenaar just keeping it all together, and Spies looking for an opportunity if there is one. He hasn't quite found it just yet, but he's definitely looking for a chance. If one opens up, he's going to dive for it. So both the Martins out. There we go. Spies dives on the inside. Diepenaar, no answer. Had unfortunately opened up that door, and Spies took the advantage and took it with open arms. So coming into the closing stages now, here we go. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Theobald Ruiz starting to apply some pressure. Jody Viana in there as well. So Viana and Ruiz diving on in 3 by 3. You can't go into turn 1 and 2, 3 abreast. That is for sure. Someone is going to have to give way. So out front, Renegade looking for a chance here and for the first win, and he takes it. Jason Loosmore takes the first win ahead of Peter Brunt. Brunt coming through there, beating out Isak Spies and Ulro Diepenaar, unfortunately losing out to Spies there in the closing stages. Theobald Ruiz finishes up in 5th place. Straight into Heat 2 now of the Hot Rods, and this time it is Isak Spies who is our pole man. He will lead into turn number 3 and 4 as they come across the line to start the first official lap here. Spies leads out. He hangs on for now, but look at the mid-pack battle. Good to see Lonica Martins back in the pack. Also to see Keegan Martins there as well. The two of them back in the hunt. And wow, Keegan Martins diving on the inside and just getting real rough with Jason Loosmore on the high side there. Martins on the inside, Loosmore on the outside. Here comes Lonica, give me a... Oh, there you go. No love lost in the Martins household, that's for sure. There's a little tap. Welcome to oval track racing. Oh, and there's a bit of fire there. Or is it just the exhaust? I think it was just the exhaust. And a little bit of blowback there from the exhaust. But fortunately, both those cars able to get back on track. Or have they? I think Keegan might be stuck on the inside there. Going to get confirmation of that on the next time they pass. But Jason Loosmore is not holding back. He wants to get back to the front end as quickly as he can and possibly take a double victory. And he's looking for a nice chance right now. He goes side by side with Tony Koersen, and Koersen has got no answer by the looks of things. They come across the line, and Loosemore's around the high side. Can he make it stick around that high side? He just seems to find grip where there isn't any. And he puts the power down and makes the pass. So Tony Koersen will be scratching his head going, how did he find traction up there on the high line? Here comes Lonica. Lonica applying the pressure, as you can see. Just behind, you can see some big action from Brunt. Brunt wants further up the field too. Remember, he's already been in second place tonight, so he definitely wants another opportunity of being on the podium. Need the points. Lonica with a big flame out of that car now, and looking for a way through there on the 410 of Dierwold Rus. Dierwold unfortunately losing out there. Thought there might have just been a little issue on that car as he came out of 1 and 2, and yes, there was a problem there for Dierwold Rus. And that's allowed an opportunity now for Lonica Martens to take Brunt up to Tolly Goosen. Spies has got a problem. Isak Spies is slowing. He was leading by a country mile, and Spies now parks it on the inside of the track. Oh, that is a massive loss to this field. Coming down into the closing stages, look at Lonica Martens. Big pressure from Brunt. Looking for a way through there on Tolly Goosen. So having to go on the attack and the defensive at the same time makes it very difficult for the driver. Wilru Dippenaar closing in on the back end there of Andries de Preer. De Preer just hanging on, but only just hanging on ahead of Wilru. Andries versus Wilru, yeah, they come across the line side by side. Dippenaar on the inside, can he get through? Yes, he can. Great move there from the 9 car. Dives on the inside, but here comes de Preer, straight back at him. Can he do the similar thing? Down into 3 and 4, yes. How was that? Chopping and changing, almost identical moves, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like de Preer's been able to make it stick. No, he hasn't. There's a bit of room there from Dippenaar, and only just enough for de Preer to come through there. Side by side, they continue. That's literally 2 laps. They've gone wing mirror to wing mirror. Absolutely brilliant stuff here in the hot rods. And they maintain it again for a 3rd lap. Tolly Goosen keeping the rest of this pack at bay. Jason Loosemore's got ahead and he's disappeared, but the battle for second is still up for grabs. Is it going to be Tolly Goosen to take the 2nd place, or are we going to see an opportunity there for either Brunt or for Martens? Back markers coming into play now. As you can see, Johan Loria just getting out of the way as Dippenaar gets through on de Preer. No, de Preer gets through on Dippenaar. Chopping and changing again. Flag out. Loosemore, 2 out of 2. No worries for him. Have a look and see who's going to come through for second. It's going to be Tolly Goosen, only just. Wow, and I think Brunt might have got through just ahead. No, Martens hangs on. Wow, that was so close there for 2nd and 3rd. And for 3 and 4, even closer. Martens in 3rd. Peter Brunt in 4th with Wilru Dippenaar beating de Preer to the line. Rus and Loria, your top 8.
We had a bit of bad luck. We changed motor last night. We started this morning. It isn't as strong as the previous motor, but yeah, it's fun driving with my little brother. But yeah, we'll see how the final goes.
Yeah, the car is feeling great. Unfortunately, the prop shaft broke, but that's one of the things that's gonna be fixed. But otherwise, this car is nice.
Definitely a youngster to keep an eye on, but keep an eye on coming up next, the final of the hot rods. Welcome back to Ultimate Outlaws and the final of the hot rod class. Brunt around the outside of Loosemore. Loosemore trying to go for 3 for 3 and be untouched here tonight. 3rd place, de Preer. Then you can see Dippenaar. Here comes Martens on Dippenaar into turn 3 and 4. Looks like she's just been able to squeeze him out, and Isak Spies has got his car back on track and is there fighting for 6th place. Lonica Martens hangs onto that inside line, trying to force Wilru Dippenaar out onto the high line and make it very difficult for him to pass. Here comes Spies. Spies might throw a little spanner in the works here and just help out Lonica. He'll have to keep an eye on the rearview mirror there just to ensure that Spies doesn't dive and try anything. And there he is, he's already trying something into turn 1 and 2. So close between these guys. Brilliant stuff between these guys and that young lady. Lonica Martens has had a fantastic evening, although just that one little incident in race 1 could cost her in the overall for the night in the Interclub. She's trying to make up the ground though. Needs to find a way through there on Andries de Preer. De Preer looking for... Oh, Brunt's got a problem. De Preer dived on the inside of Brunt. Brunt seems to be slowing. Yeah, Martens has got through as well, so Peter Brunt has got an issue. That could help out Lonica Martens in the overall. Wilru Dippenaar now can also capitalise on that. Let's see how they go in terms of the points. Martens goes on the high side. De Preer just forces her to that side. Not going to make it easy for the young lady to find a way through there, but we know that she's going to try and find a way through. Gets good drive coming across the line and into turn 1 and 2. She's got the inside line and she's overtaken Andries de Preer with no issue there whatsoever. De Preer now trying to go defensive, comes straight back on the attack. Applies the pressure onto the back end of Lonica Martens. Defends the pressure being applied by Wilru and by Isak Spies. LSP man starting to close things down now on Wilru Dippenaar. It's a 4-way battle for what is potentially 2nd place on track. A little bit of a margin now for Lonica. That's going to help her out. Oh no! Spies has got a problem again. Something's gone wrong on that car. He pulls to the inside and now pulls off the circuit, and that is 2 DNFs for the evening. Not quite the way you want to go for the boss man. Coming across the line again, and another lap completed. Dupriya and Dippenaar continue their little fight. Ooh, that was nice, eh? Big flame right in your face there as you come through turn 3 and 4. Dippenaar pulling away now. Looks like Dupriya's got an issue. Yeah, Unleashed Dupriya unfortunately falling by the wayside there in the closing stages. No worries whatsoever though for Jason Loosemore. He's going to go 3 for 3 here and win out overall for the hot rod category in the Interclub Championship. Second place is going to go to Lonica Martins after a hard-fought battle, and eventually she pulled away from Uluru Dippenaar, who comes through for third place with a big flame out the side of the car. Brilliant stuff here from the Interclub Championships, and once again, some amazing race action here from the Ultimate Outlaw circuit in Vereeniging. Congratulations goes out to Jason Loosemore and Andries Marks for winning out the top 2 classes for the evening here at Ultimate Outlaws. On next week's show, we'll be having a look at part 2 of all the action that took place at the Ultimate Outlaws Raceway and the Interclub Championships. Looking at some stuff from the 1660s, from the stock rods, and you can see it's big action expected, so make sure you tune in. We'll also be having a look at all of our youngsters coming to the field in the Ninjas. This is the kind of action to expect, so tune in next week for all the action here from Ultimate Outlaws.